Hey guys, long time no see. What's going on? It's your girl Chris. This is episode 133. I know you guys are like, okay, we don't have to go through this every time that you have like a fucking anxiety, like life issue and you just like need to pull back. We're gonna stop talking about that really. But let's talk about why it was so important for me to come back right now. First of all, I didn't want like nothing to happen before podcast happy hour, which is happening on the 30th of October. So don't forget to check that out. It's going to be amazing. As usual, all the girls will be there. If you guys remember podcast happy hour that I hosted in December, we did the Christmas version. We made ugly Christmas sweaters, although I don't think that they were ugly at all, but whatever. So we made those. And because luckily I got Podcast Happy Hour on or in October, I'm making these niggas costume the fuck up. So I'm so excited. I'm having a couple technical issues with like my hair situation for my costume, but like I feel like it's gonna be real good. It's gonna be giving you what it's trying to give you. And it's like I'm so excited. Guys, I'm like literally so excited. So please, whatever you guys are doing on Saturday, October 30th, cancel it. I'm just kidding. Unless you want to and you ain't really want to go anyway, because I know how I'm like that too sometimes. But anyway, October 30th, please be there. It's gonna be it's gonna be fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Of course, you guys know how it goes. All the girls bring a little piece of their show to the show, which will be my show, and I'll be sprinkling in some of my shenanigan filled topics along the way. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. I feel like I probably have said this on the intro of this episode, but oh the fuck well. Again, October 30th, we're coming costume the fuck up. Be there, be square. Also, it is also important to know that by the time that you have heard this, I will probably have already. No, I'm just kidding. Let me not say that because then it'll be like on record forever. In the case that Ivan has too many people come to the live and then they just be voting for him because they know him and stuff, but not really because of the talent. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Tonight, guys. I feel like I don't know. It's weird because I'm recording it before we record, but I probably won't release it until after we're done. But tonight, shout out to Tamra. She is hosting her second. Can we call it second annual? Like I don't know how often she's gonna do this. I don't like put her on the spot. This is her second karaoke battle. I am competing against the homie Ivan from Views from the Seven, and everybody knows our podcast president Baylor. Both of these guys have been on my show a couple times. And I love them dearly. I just want to make sure that that's understood. But you niggas are going down. And that's that. So make sure that you guys tune in to that live. I'm sure I'll post a link on my social medias, but please make sure that you guys are always, always, always following my girl, Tamara, so that you guys can get those live link updates a little bit faster than I'm going to get them out. Okay, and I think that's about it. If you guys are ready, let's fucking get into it. First of all, happy fall, okay? Like, happy fall. Like, I'm feeling just everything about it. Like, finally, I get to cut my air conditioner off. That's been a whole thing. So I'm excited that we're past that part. Getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, back to getting under the comforters and shit. I really, really, really enjoy, like, cozy weather. So I'm super excited about this. As usual. I got the fall colors on my nails. You feel I'm like really just trying to get into it. Like the only thing I'd be irritated with is pumpkin spice and then Penrose and the shit he be doing with candy corn. But we'll get to some candy corn stuff later. Anyway, it is episode 133. It's me. I'm back. Let's do it. Okay. Let's start with Bow Wow in the news. Now, if you guys remember, was it 2 years ago, 2019, when the Millennium Tour first happened, I lost my shit. I believe that there was episodes where I was like trying to like figure out how I could scout tickets to make sure I can get there on time. Anyway, I ended up making it a girls trip. Me and my little sister and my best friend since like '98, and then my little sister's best friend since like middle school. We all went to Atlanta to go to the concert. I don't have to give y'all a recap. I've done it already on my other show. But we had a really good time. And here we are now in 2021, the second go round of Millennium Tour, and Bow Wow is upset. Okay. See, here's the thing, right, about Bow Wow. I think Bow Wow is decent, right? Like I have no qualms with Bow Wow. Who I don't like is Shad Gregory Moss. I just don't know why he irks my nerves the way he do. I think that it's just like, I don't know. Like I don't want to sound like a hater, but like I don't know, maybe I'm sound like a hater. But he just gets on my nerves. Like I don't know. And I don't know if this is like deep rooted from like when my little sister was like a super big Bow Wow fan and like that nigga was just like everywhere in my house and I was over it and over her and over him and everything. Like I don't know if that's what it is. Like, but Bow Wow is mad and I guess we gotta listen to him. So he went on Twitter because you know that's where everybody likes to air their grievances, and basically he just went on like a little, I don't say like a big rant, but like a little rant, basically about how he made the Millennium Tour, and without him there would be no Millennium Tour, and even though he's not performing as much as other artists are, he's basically the best artist on the Millennium Tour. Okay, when we really go back, when we really trace the steps back, he's not wrong, right? He is kind of the basics of where like the Scream tour and stuff like that happened. And if you guys are too young for to know what I'm talking about, the Scream tour, I'm gonna ask that you just like maybe reevaluate listening to me. Not that I don't appreciate your listen, but I know that I throw a lot of references out that kind of show my age, and I need you guys to keep up. So anyway, Scream Tour was the first Millennium Tour. If y'all didn't know, really had a bunch of black boy bands, and Bow Wow was like the headliner. Bow Wow had a moment, okay, a decently sized moment. I don't want to take that away from him because again, I like Bow Wow. I don't like Shad. Um, he's basically saying it's too much bitching and complaining on the tour, and he's busting cats' asses every night with his 15 minutes, and he, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And if he says that every night they like try and complain about him, and like, what are niggas complaining about Bow Wow for? But anyway, he's like, I do 15 minutes, and I can't do my full songs, and I still be killing y'all, and um you know, basically saying like his shit needs to be longer and people need to respect him and blah 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 blah. Right? Okay, cool, whatever. And again, because I understand and I saw Bow Wow's career, like I don't think he's wrong. But see, the B2K fan in me like really hates when he try to like diminish Omarion's career, and I don't really like. I feel like if you're not a real R&B fan, and people will try to say that they're R&B fans, but I feel like a real R&B fans know and respect Omarion's career. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. There was a Instagram that went out from the State Farm Arena that basically said like Shad Moss is coming back with Omarion, and then Omarion was like, actually he coming with me, but like, okay, that was unnecessary. But we all know how Omarion acts. Ever since the fucking Bow Wow, or not Bow Wow, the Lil Fizz and him and like Omarion thing happened with April, like Omarion's got an attitude that we can't control. But anyway, I think my favorite part of this, I'm sorry, my neighbor upstairs sounds like they are A-Town stomping, and I don't really understand. I'm sure y'all can't hear it, but that's what just threw me off right now. But anyway, I think the funniest part of all this was that Spectacular, aka Spectacular from Pretty Ricky, he mentioned like he came in and basically was just like, stop complaining. I don't know. He just said something, and basically Bow Wow had to put him in his place and basically said like, your whole career you've been my opening act. And again, he not wrong. But damn, I didn't think I was gonna report this and then like end up like basically agreeing with everything he said. Like, but he not wrong. He's not wrong, but then don't diminish Omarion and absolutely Spectacular. First of all, let's get to the brass tacks about Spectacular being a fucking supposed to be like a tax somebody. I don't know. He's supposed to be like an accountant or some shit, but he also damn near strips down naked on the Millennium Tour. I don't know if he's expecting money. I'm not really sure what's happening. Like I don't know. I mean, generally everybody who's there is of age, so like that's cool, I guess. But like I don't know what his Magic Mike shit is. I don't get it. Cause like we're over like niggas humping ottomans and shit. So like I don't really know what kind of sex appeal a nigga that used to hump ottomans or encourage niggas to hump ottomans with their music. I don't really know. I don't know. Anyway, so final say, Bow Wow's not wrong. I just don't like Shaw Moss. Let's move on to another dude that I just don't really like that much. I also realized that I like didn't really put these in order, so like bear with me while I get my segues together. Because I literally just wrote them and I like to like number them so I can like figure out how to be like speaking up. But I didn't do this time. But this worked right now because I don't like Shy. I don't really like Kanye. Cool. Okay, so I'm not here to talk about how he changed his names. I mean, we went through that with Diddy. What are we gonna say? How can we judge, right? But the story ain't even really about Kanye. That's what's so crazy. There is a teenage boy whose father is speaking out. The teenage boy is a well-known high school athlete in North Carolina, apparently, and his father has not heard from him in a while. I don't know how long a while is exactly. I'm getting conflicting information on different websites. But allegedly, Kanye West called this kid up himself and was like, I want you to come and join my new prep school in California, Donda Academy. We've kind of heard a little bit of like chatter about what Donda Academy is and also like that. I didn't know they were recruiting or actively recruiting people right now, and I don't even know what to still make of this story. So this kid is 16 years old. His name is Robert Dillingham. I think that's his dad's name too. So I'm guessing he's a junior. Sorry, I just read the same name twice and just made my fucking sprockets. Anyway, so his name's Robert Dillingham. And maybe he's been gone for just under a month or something. But apparently, the story that the father is saying is that Kanye actually reached out to this kid by himself, and basically asked him like, "Yo, like, are you coming, or are you just gonna like, are you coming here, or are you gonna let the opportunity go?" And I guess that convinced the kid to go or whatever. And again, I don't really even know if it was really Kanye or West or not. But the dad no. The dad's name is Donald. Robert is the kid. I need people to check their websites. Anyway, Donald, the father, Robert is the kid. So now we're clear. So Donald said that he never gave permission for his kid to go to this school, but he believes he's there. He told someone that there is a trainer named Rico Greer who says that he's been a family friend for years. And basically, he is the one who flew Robert out of the state to California without the dad's consent. Now, Donald said that after he hadn't heard from his kid in a while, that he only learned about his son going to Donda Academy on television. Now, I couldn't find this. I'm not saying it's not true. I just couldn't find it, or maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. I don't know. But anyway, so like I said, Kanye supposedly FaceTimed him, I guess, asking the teen there, but the teen, I don't know where that kid is, and ain't nobody else saying nothing about it, so I can't really confirm or deny that FaceTime happened. But they say that Rico Greer, the guy who took him out of the state, is supposedly a convicted felon. I hate when people do that because like I don't really know what that means, like, and it probably has nothing to do with what's happening right now. But anyway, he says that when he reached out to Greer, he told him he has nothing to do with it. And basically that was it. He did also find out that the same guy that supposedly took his kid out of the state to California to this academy also ended up uprooting and moving his family to California too. So I don't know if that means that Greer possibly works for the school Donda Academy or what the issue is. But another thing that's very suspicious here is that the mom of this kid hasn't been reaching out to the dad either. So he's been trying to reach the mother as well, and the mother's not responding. So this makes me think that this kid did go with somebody's consent. It just wasn't the father's. Apparently, the father is saying that he's the one involved in Robert's basketball career, but clearly other people are making decisions. I don't know what to make of this, except that I think that there was a deal made, and I don't think the dad was a part of it. Um, I just don't know that I trust my kids' education to a nigga that be walking around with Michael Myers mask on. Like, I don't. Anyway, so what do we get from this? I fucking have no idea. So basically, a kid is missing, but not missing because like he hasn't filed a missing persons report or anything. This really just kind of, now that I'm like saying it out loud, it really is giving me the vibes of this nigga was not included in the deal and he's very upset about it. So I'm assuming Robert's fine. We're always gonna assume that Robert's fine, but like that story is very confusing, and I don't really. And the fact that his mother isn't responding to the dad makes me feel like she is the one who was like, absolutely 100% we'll do this. We're definitely going to Kanye's school, and your daddy ain't gonna say nothing about it because we already gone. Like that's is giving me those vibes. So, yeah, I don't know. All right. So, speaking of things I don't understand, this is that part of the show where I need to talk to everybody. Okay, this is really serious. I need to talk to you guys about candy corn. I want to be the first person to say, or I want to make sure that it's known, I should say, that I like candy corn. I don't know if I'm going to lose listeners from that. I don't know if I don't know what this means for our friendship at this point, but I do like candy corn. I haven't had it yet. I'm not like a super like immediately out the gate for it. I have to like I have to work my way up to it, and it's not that I don't. That makes it sound like I don't like it because I do like it, but like I don't know. I just don't be super thirsty for it at first. So anyway, I'm one of those people that likes because like candy corn is mad sweet. So I'm one of those people that like I do like to like have the salted nuts with the candy corn. So it's like salty sweet. Like that's one of like the fucking most premium fucking tastes compilations. Taste compilations. I don't know. I like that. I need somebody needs to, if a chef or somebody wants to like take that for me, we can definitely talk pricing. But yeah, that sounds good. Flavor compilations. I like that. Anyway, so like that's just the most superior like flavor profile for me, salty sweet. But I'm not one of those people, and I hate to like Penrose. I just want you to know that I love you to death, bro. Like you literally are the brother that I've never had. I love you to death, but like I don't understand what the fuck you be doing, bro. Like if you guys are not following Penrose on social media, please make sure that you guys are doing that. He's been on my show before, so you can find his social media because he's part of All Docked Up. So like he's literally just intertwined in my life forever. And that's cool, but I just don't understand this candy corn shit. Last year he made some, was it candy corn chicken? I think it was chicken. It was some nasty shit. But anyway, this year he's giving us candy corn brats, as he likes to call it, a candy corn reduction, I believe he calls it. And so he poured it on that. And he's just, I'm just concerned that like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also want to make it clear that I'm not necessarily on Tamara's side as like anti candy corn because again, I'm right in the middle where I like it, where I think Penrose does too much, but I think that Tamara's too harsh on it. But nevertheless, like this is like that's what it is. So I bring up candy corn and the extremes of it to talk about the. I feel like one of like the themes of my show has been, and it's not, I don't even think that it's like purposely, but because of COVID and like the pandemic, a lot of like companies have been trying things with flavors. And I feel like I have been subjecting you guys to it because I can't wrap my mind around it. So Brock's. Yeah, Brock's. They're like the main candy corn people. Like when you think of candy corn, you usually think of Brock's, right? And that's cool. They have decided, and this is actually interesting because remember I was saying about COVID and pandemic. Last year in 2020, they actually released this before, and it must have just like went over my head because I couldn't get over the pumpkin spice mac and cheese from Kraft. But last year they had something called the turkey dinner candy corn, and I know you're like, what the fuck? Right, because that's what I said. There were different assortment candy corns in them, and like, can you even call it candy corn? Like, is it still candy corn just because it's like shaped like it? Like, I don't know if it's still candy corn when it's supposed to taste like green beans. But the turkey dinner candy corn consisted of 6 flavors. Okay, and this was back in 2020. They've actually changed a little bit. Now we're gonna get into that in a second. So, turkey dinner candy corn as of 2020 included a green bean flavor, a roasted turkey flavor, a cranberry sauce flavor, a ginger glazed carrot flavor, sweet potato pie, and stuffing. And because they said stuffing and not dressing, I'm gonna assume it tastes dry. But anyway, the only thing out of that I would even put up to my mouth to taste would probably be the sweet potato pie. But I know that don't taste like sweet potato pie. But the new one that's a little bit different. Why I don't really know. This one is called Turkey Dinner. This is the new one that's been released this year. Um, I don't. Did they revamp it because like it was a good idea, and then people were like, "Oh, but what about after dinner?" Or like I don't know. I can't tell. So anyway, the new bag is called Brock's Turkey Dinner plus apple pie and coffee. Okay, so obviously, you're gonna get some different flavors. Let's talk about the like how similar a lot of them look. So that's scary to me because like I don't know what I'm tasting. There's only like one green one like pink red one. There's like 3 tan ones and like a dark brown one. So like the 3 tan ones are I don't know what's happening. But these are the flavors that you're looking at with this new bag. It's green beans, roasted turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, apple pie, and coffee. Luckily, someone already tried these for us. I hope she's okay. But she hates all of them. Let's be clear. She says that the best one is also the worst one, which is coffee. She says that the green bean tastes like kind of like soil, like it's got dirt in it, or I don't know. You know, like when like somebody don't clean their greens all the way. Like when she was explaining it, that's the taste that I was getting in my mouth, like sandy, like yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I, I feel like as long as we have people trying to like create stuff out of candy corn, they're gonna like keep thinking that they can like try to venture off into this. Um, I guess Brock's had a brunch favorites at one point that was candy corn that did not work out. Um, and I don't mean I literally don't even know what to say, you guys. I just don't get it. I mean, luckily I haven't seen any of this in my area. The problem is I'm afraid that like somebody like Penrose will get their hands on it and then like love it. And I don't want that for him. So disgusting. Yeah, I don't really know what else to do with this, but that shit is nasty. It looks crazy and I'm okay. Like, how do you get candy to taste like cornbread? How do you get candy to taste like stuffing? Like, really wrap your mind around it. Or how do you get a piece of candy to taste like a turkey dinner? Like a roasted turkey? Like, what? Like, none of this makes sense. Especially when isn't candy corn made out of like honey? Like, how are you getting these flavors from that? I feel bad whoever had to create this. I feel like these smells and flavor profiles are like ingrained in their nose hairs. The lady took an after picture, so I think she all right. So I mean she not dead or nothing. But I just I, I don't know. And you know what's so funny is that, okay, so Jones Soda, like the sodas that come in like the little glass bottles. I remember one year, and like people don't believe me, but I'm pretty sure like one year they had like a turkey soda, like, or something like that, which literally doesn't make sense to me. So, but anyway, um, I guess people are trying to just come up with like new like flavors, and that's cool. But like we have to we gotta draw a line somewhere in the sand, is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. And turkey dinner is where I'm gonna do it. Okay. Speaking of drawing the line somewhere, I don't even understand what the purpose of this was, but let's talk about it. So there is a lady that decided to. She's on TikTok. I think she's known as like Chip Girl, CHIP Girl, and she got a chip implanted into her hand at the end of June of 2020, and she basically, that chip, what it does is it controls her doors in her house, like to unlock doors in her house, and then like cabinets, so she doesn't need a key. um the idea of like the possibility of like the only way somebody being able to get inside of my house with like would be with my actual hand. The idea of that sounds like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying, like that's cool, like super security. But then like when I really think of it, I'm like, i don't I don't think I want to put nothing in my hand, you know what I'm saying, I don't think I want to do that. But the part that's like confusing to me is like the cabinet thing. Like, and listen, as a person that has two children in their house that literally eats fucking everything, like literally, I have to go to extreme measures for niggas to not touch stuff, like, and just eat it or drink it or whatever fuck. Like, so I understand the wanting to be able to like lock cabinets at night. Like, I get that. I have like even toyed with the idea of like getting up. So I feel like I might have enough space in my room, but I can't. So I don't know. I'm really bad like with like spacing, like, so I don't know. But I've even like gone to the point where I've like thought about getting like a cupboard or something, or like some kind of like storage thing in my room, so that I can like literally like corral these niggas and like chill them out on like eating and drinking everything right at once. Like, so like I said, as a person that has these types of children in my life, I definitely understand and get wanting to lock cabinets. Again, I just don't know that I'm going to go to the extreme of getting it in my hand. I am concerned about her home life because I don't see that they have any kids. So I'm trying to figure out what is the purpose of like closing your cabinet, like locking your cabinet with your hand, like unless you have like a very strange collection of like a super sub like category of porn or something, and you don't want nobody to see it when you're not there or at all. Like, that's the only reason I could think of that I'm like locking cabinets. Now, liquor cabinets and like that, absolutely. I think that that's a totally good idea. But again, guys, like I don't really know that we have to go to the extreme and put it in my hand. Like, I, we're almost all so close to all that, like with like the devices in our house, stuff like that. I just don't know that we need to go this far, like with this shit. She goes on her TikTok, so you guys got to check it out because people have a lot of fucking questions, like, you know, like what happens if it stops working, like, and you can't like access anything, like does it have a magnet in it, can it be hacked? Apparently she answers all these questions. I didn't care enough to find out because I don't want that shit in my hand, but maybe you could if you want to. Let's move on. Where are we? Oh. Okay, so speaking of white women, I didn't tell you that last story was she was a white lady, but it was obvious, wasn't it? Anyway, so somehow this is like, is this my favorite story of the episode? I can't really tell. And it's not even that much of a story. It's just like hilarious. Okay, so everybody knows when you're like first lady, like there are like little like missions or like projects that you have to like get in on, like uh Michelle Obama had to like get fit and shit, and then like took all the good stuff out of the schools to eat at lunchtime, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. So like she has that. I don't really know what Melania's stance was because for a while she was just copying and pasting everything that Michelle was doing. But okay, so in 2008, and I know this is like you guys are like, it's 2021, right? Because obviously she's not even like the first lady anymore. But like, let's talk about how in 2008, Melania visited Kenya. Okay. And the reason I bring it up today is because um, a former aide, her name is Stephanie Grisham. She's written a book basically about the time that she was the former aide of the White House. And this is one of the stories. I always love when like people do like expose books or whatever because there's always this one like obscure ass story where it's not necessarily like the like headline story, like the story that you came for, but it's like a little gem like that you would have never fucking thought that you'd be able to come across. It's okay. 2018, October 5th specifically. Um, Melania went to go to Kenya to visit a orphanage. I think it was Nest Orphanage, um, in Limaru, Kenya. Please don't hate me for maybe saying that wrong. But she was there and speaking to the kids or whatever, and the kids were asking all the Americans to take pictures of them and then show them so that they could see what they looked like. I'm going to assume that the reason for that was the fact that they probably don't have access to that to like camera phones and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I'm pretty confident in saying that solely because like don't know, but like unfortunately nobody cares about fucking orphanage kids. So I just highly doubt that like orphanage kids are like on TikTok or something like that. But anyway, okay, so when the kids told Melania, like asked Melania to take pictures so that they could see, she took it as if like they've never seen themselves, like right. And I don't know if like it may. I mean, maybe there's a mirror shortage. I don't know what's happening, but instead of just taking the photos and just enjoying and like sucking up that moment where like you're able to show kids something that they're not used to or something that's different. She felt that the children needed to know what they looked like and to see that they're very strong or very beautiful. Can I see how strong I am in a full length mirror? I ask you this because Melania left that orphanage, and instead of thinking of like, here's a whole bunch of money to donate to the orphanage to like spruce it up, or like, here is I don't even know. Like, here go a list of my rich white friends that be wanting to have black babies. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm sure there's a donor list. Anyway, like she could have done anything as she walked away from that situation to like try to do her part or whatever. And she decided that what she wanted to do is send full length mirrors to an orphanage so that the kids can see how very strong or very beautiful they were. Still want to go back to like, can you see strength in the mirror? I don't know. Anyway, I think that shit was very stupid on her part. It's giving me like tone deaf vibes, right? Like there's when I'm like just randomly thinking of a list of things that like a orphanage would need or kids in an orphanage would need, like nothing screams out full length mirrors to me. You know what I mean? And so what a silly bitch. Luckily, she went back home and she was like, yo, send all these people fucking full length mirrors. No, not books, not food, not none of that. Just fucking full length mirrors so they can see how fucking the fucking bad bitches and the strong bitches that they are. Anyway, Melania was very insistent on it. Grisham writes in her book, but basically the chief of staff at that point, Lindsay Reynolds, was like, yeah, no, bitch, it's a liability. But was it even a liability? Or is it the fact that like Melania is an ex model, a Playboy, right? Like, wasn't she the one that posed for Playboy? Um, she's a model sending kids in Kenya mirrors. Like, when you really wrap your mind around like how that sounds or like what that means, that shit is fucking dumb. God damn it, bitch. Like, you are just wow. Like, here's this thin, tall white lady, and let me send you mirrors. Because out of all the things that I can think of that you would need, I know that if I was here, I would definitely need a full length mirrors for you all. Could you imagine the fucking nightmare the PR team would have with that had she successfully shipped over some fucking mirrors? Like, to an orphanage again. Like, I guarantee you that if you would have just asked them things that they needed, I guarantee you that like the fucking it wouldn't have said, they wouldn't have been like full length mirrors. That's all I'm saying. Melania. So definitely not, obviously not going to read the book because I don't care enough that much. But like I said, there's always, when you get like these expose like memoirs and shit, like leave or lose their jobs, it's always a real funny nugget in there somewhere, like amongst all the other shit. But yeah, so there's that. Let's move on. Okay, so when I first read this article, I was like, nigga, don't even make sense. But then I read it again, and it kind of makes sense. So there is a white paint that is so white, that is of the whitest paints, and it is made the Guinness Book of World Records for being the world's whitest paint. Why is that important? The scientist that created it says that it could eliminate the need for air conditioning. And you're like, nigga, how? Right? So they're basically saying that, and this was created at Purdue University. The paint is so white that, like I said, it could eliminate the need for the air conditioning. That wasn't, it's also important to note that they weren't trying to make like a fucking, they weren't trying to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. What the goal of the researchers was basically to figure out how to like slow down global warming. They've been working on this for about 7 years, and they basically say that the paint is so white that it would reflect some sunlight away from a building that, say, had like the roof painted. And so at first I was like, wait, so if the paint is so white that it's reflecting like the heat off of like wherever it's painted, I'm thinking, how fucking stark white and how much will my eyes hurt walking into, towards, and adjacent to that building. I'm sitting here thinking that they were just gonna like dump this white ass paint just over the whole building so that it would like, so that they wouldn't need air conditioning. But obviously they wouldn't do that. I just feel like it has to be too white to paint anywhere else besides the roof. But the roof makes sense because that's where you see like solar panels and all that other stuff like that. So it makes sense to just put it on the roof. But like, really, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, so you guys are gonna make a white ass paint that's gonna be reflective to heat. That's cool. But like, is it going to burn my retinas out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, they said that this paint reflects about 98.1 of any solar radiation and also emits infrared heat. Um, because the paint will absorb less heat from the sun than it emits, a surface coated with that paint, like I said, could be cooled down below the surrounding temperature without consuming power. They're saying that if someone was to paint their entire roof area of about 1,000 square feet, that could result in a cooling power that's more powerful than air conditioners use, like to cool your house down. So basically, literally, we all might need a can of this paint so we can get our fucking energy bills down. Basically, they say that typical commercial white paint actually gets warmer rather than colder. The paints that are on the market that are designed to like cool things down actually only reflect about 80 to 90% of sunlight, and then the surfaces of those places are still warmer than their surroundings. So we're talking about like a massive difference in like their heat reflection, and then also just fucking, I just can't. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here thinking of a world where a nigga could live in Nevada and not have to turn the air conditioner on. I feel like that's probably like out of control wrong. Like I mean, not wrong, but like I am interested, like if they tried this paint like in different climates. Like, could you bring the paint here, and then like in 115-degree weather, like we can still keep the house at like 75. You know what I'm saying? Like, or 80, like whatever. So I don't know. It's very interesting. Okay, so because it was on the Guinness Book of World Records, I wanted to jump over to the Guinness website to just take a look. And when I tell you that like there are trolls everywhere, like everywhere. So there's like a guy down in the comments that's like, except it isn't the world's whitest paint. Back in the 1980s, like blah, blah, blah. And then he like goes this whole like long ass thing. And somebody goes, why have we never heard of you, sis? And like, I literally am dying. But it made the fucking Guinness Book of World. Like, what kind of person are you that you're like commenting? Oh my God. Commenting on Guinness Book of World Record, like posts. Like that's, I don't know, kind of, that's, anyway. Let's move on. All right. So I found this article a little while ago, and I just thought it was interesting. I honestly didn't even know that I didn't even think it was real. But very quickly, let's run down what the fuck is happening here. Nicholas Ruthenberg got married. Congratulations. In Florida recently. A few hours after he got married, he crashed crashed into another car and drove the wrong way down a local street. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about how you niggas, like not you niggas, but this nigga cannot like control himself on his wedding day. Like, why you get so drunk? Like, how you get so drunk that you like in a DUI situation? Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, where's your wife? And did you leave the party early? Like, I have so many questions. But anyway, he fled the scene before he could be taken into custody. When they finally got him or whatever, he hella scuffled with them when they took him into they got him into custody. So after you gotta like take your pictures or whatever, and like literally his mugshots have like people like holding his face still and shit because he's like hella tripping. So at first I thought it was alcohol, but when he blew excuse me, the breathalyzer, it was 0.0. He's clearly on drugs then, right? Because like, what kind of person is doing all this? And you're like, well, is he on drugs or is he just like frustrated with the cops like handling of the situation? Okay, we'll let you have that, right? Except, let's talk about it. So after he fled the scene on foot, he was apprehended and taken to the office. Like I said, that's when they started having to hold his face in order to get his mug shot. After they determined that the blood alcohol level wasn't really working, they were going to ask for a urine sample to determine if there was any chemical or any controlled substances in his body. And then, where it looks as if he was about to comply with that request, he actually just started to take his pants off and he spread his butt cheeks. I know y'all weren't expecting me to say that, right? So he spread his butt cheeks, and then, are you guys ready? Like, because it gets worse. Then he placed two of his fingers in his own butt before they were like, "All right, bro, party's over." I'm interested in to know, like, what was the thought when he spread his ass cheeks? Like, what were y'all waiting for? Like, why did y'all wait until he put his fingers in his butt? Like. And listen, if that's what he likes to do, that's cool. I just don't know if we should be doing it with like unwashed hands and in a public setting. So So obviously, nigga, he was in trouble. He got charged with DUI and leaving the scene of an accident, causing serious bodily injury. The other person is not dead, but they have to go to the hospital. And just he got released from jail and shit after he posted the $2,000 bond with a shitty little finger. As his wife, I'm a little, I don't know. I'm rethinking this. Like, we're definitely having enough time for an annulment because all this happened the same day of her wedding. Could you imagine that this is a story that you have to take with you like forever as your like wedding day? Like, oh yeah, and then after like he drove around and like stuck his fingers in his butt, and like it's crazy. Anyway, so finally, guys, finally, this story irritated me to my core. And this kind of goes along with like, I feel like I've said this to you guys before, but like some of you don't, I don't want to say have any sense. Like y'all don't though, but like, so, okay. So I know you guys have heard the story. A Philadelphia train car, a woman was raped, and instead of people helping her, they recorded it. Now, a lot of people are looking at the SEPTA company. I don't know what that stands for, but like obviously Philadelphia Transit Authority and some other shit. But anyway, so I'm sorry, this shit just irritates me because like I literally don't understand what the fucking obsession is with like people just recording things. So we're on a train. If you guys have been on a train before, it's like it's not like that much space, right? Like so like we could all be trying to give each other 6 feet because of the pandemic and everything, but like trains can get crowded, and that's that on that, right? So the reason I say that is because I feel like everybody had an opportunity to do something here. So a guy sat down next to a woman. I'm just gonna get through this real quick because it's, like I said, very fucking irritating to me. A guy sat down next to a woman and started to attempt to like touch her titties, grab at her, just basically putting his hands on people that he didn't know and unwarranted, right? The woman pushed at him, tried to get him to stop him from touching her. And then the dude just started ripping her clothes off. He basically sat there and raped her and fondled her and all of that shit for about 8 minutes. Nobody in the train car intervened. Everybody just fucking recorded shit. Now, but like I said, everybody's on SEPTA's ass because they're saying that like they are saying that people are saying that SEPTA didn't respond fast enough, but on a moving train, like I'm not really sure how fast they can respond. I watched a video and the main guy said that after getting the first report about a dude disrobing, they were able to apprehend him within 3 minutes. He was literally still in the act of it when they fucking caught him. But it's just upsetting that like we are really still like you guys would just rather record stuff than like do stuff to help. Like I'm sorry, but if I'm in a train and a nigga takes his dick out and starts to rape a bitch and I'm anywhere remotely close, I'm literally just going to like kick him in the side. Like I'm gonna kick him in the side, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because his dick is out and he's gonna be caught off guard. And that gives enough time for him to get up out of her and she can get the fuck up out of there. Like I just see people intervene, or I be in personal situations like in my like every day, like where I've seen people wild out or like try to band together over some stupid shit. But like when somebody gets raped and assaulted on a public train, no one thinks to do anything. No one. Like, you know how much your guard is down when your dick is out? Like, there's so many opportunities that somebody could have kicked him in the back of the knee, he'd have fucking buckled, and like, there's so much that could have been done that would have not, I mean, if you worried about hurting a rapist, like, I guess you don't have to punch him in the face or anything, but like, I'm just sorry, like, when a nigga's dick is out, like he's very vulnerable. That's all I'm saying. And everybody had an opportunity to do something, and they fucking didn't. He's a homeless dude. He wasn't armed, thank goodness. And which is another reason. So you niggas, he wasn't fucking he wasn't fucking armed. He was fucking not paying attention. Like all of his guards were down. There was nothing that he could have done to hurt anybody in there besides the woman that y'all allowed him to hurt. Like, it is exhausting. It's all just exhausting. So just to be clear, we can get on the internet and we can hoot and holler about women's rights and protecting our women and looking out for everybody and not letting things happen on your watch and all that bullshit. But when you're in a situation, you'd rather hold up your phone and record it to post it somewhere than you would be to even call 911. No one even called 911. Like literally a dispatch receptor had to call about this. And there's people surrounding. There are people within arm's length of this man assaulting this woman and no one did anything. No one. And to that, I say fuck everybody on that train. And I know that they can't get in trouble for it. I wish they could, but they can't. I know they're not going to get in trouble for it probably. But like, there has to be some consequence when people are choosing to record stuff as opposed to getting active and doing something about something. Specifically when you know somebody's not armed. And like I said, when a nigga's dick is out, chances are you're going to be a lot faster than him to get to that gun or whatever the fuck is happening. It's irritating, and it's a little bit disheartening that like this is where we would just rather capture the moment without taking action in it. So it's fucked up, and fuck all of them. And then that's it. So thank you for letting me get that like last little rant out. But yeah, so guys, it's time for the one up for the week. I am planning on having another episode for you guys in a couple days, so I'm gonna chill on the like for real one up for the week. And my one up for the week is basically I'm definitely gonna need you guys to subscribe to Tamara's YouTube, so you guys get those live links when we go live in a couple of hours. I definitely am going to suggest that your one up be to come and vote for your girl, so I can really just put Ivan and Baylor in their places, like, and really that's it. So. All right, I gotta go warm up my cords. So this is me, your girl Chris. This is episode 133. Can't even talk. See, I gotta stop talking because I gotta rest my throat. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a little bit, okay? Bye.